start with that sort of penalty that they got given. I think it was Rourke, wasn't it? It looked like he sort of denied them the drop out with a good bit of defending, and then I think the ref gave the drop out, and then obviously for dissent the penalty. Was that like a pretty big moment in the game?
Yeah, I think there's a few. There's a few. That one frustrated because the Natoli one, I'm thinking, well, what? The argument on the Natoli one is, we were saying, well, the only thing he could have thought there is if the ball's knocked down, because they just drag him, so that's just a penalty to us. So then we just thought we swallow that bitter pill and think, well, maybe the ball's knocked down, so that's why he's allowed him to just keep dragging him, which they did. But then the next one, the ball's down, so what's the difference? Give us some clarity on that. So, and I'll happily accept it if just tell me which way around the ruling is there. If the ball's down and he's grounded, that's that. The Natoli one is what it is, and that's in touch. But then the Rourke one means that that's obviously not a dropout, is it? So, yeah, frustrated with them, frustrated with a few, but the ruck was really poor today. Terrible ruck. I thought the in-tackle management was fantastic, and obviously they'll test the referee, and what they found is they got 5-second rucks, and then we got them all game. I thought it was a really, really poor game because of how slow it was. It was wet. The stuff up in and around ball was just really, really poor. But he let it go all game, and maybe we should have just done that as well, really.
Because obviously once they kicked that penalty, that was a bit of a killer, wasn't it? Obviously from then frustrations grew. You got a man sin bins and game over, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But there's stuff in. Listen, I thought the ruck was terrible, but we can adapt to that and make that same both ways. And if he penalises us, then I'll obviously be disappointed. But the ruck was really poor. It's not a Super League ruck, that. It was so slow. There was a couple of bits in there, possible forward pass on that on their try before half time. Obviously a couple of bits you're alluding to there. So we didn't quite get the rub of the green, did we? But then some of our decision making was poor as well. I thought, conceded that try off that kick, which is terrible. The way we turned the ball over with Hakeem, and then the way we just don't deal with it. We gave them that try, didn't we? So we'll certainly look at that as well. It's building pressure, so we kicked out dead a couple of times, once as well in the first half as well, which kind of just let them off the hook a little bit. I thought we were building pressure there.
I know you sort of say most weeks now later, but it just shows how competitive you are at the minute. How encouraging is that for the last couple of games especially?
Yeah, well, it's the expectation that kills you now, isn't it? So you go to a point of just trying to compete and get the lads up to speed, and now they've competed probably 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row now. They've been absolutely tremendous, and we could have got something out of nearly every one of those games, I think. So the expectation is now that we can win those games, and then when you don't win, there's an almighty fall off that expectation. So, but just when you just take it into context, what we've got out there, what we're giving away in terms of Super League experience and quality, if you like. Incredibly proud that we're nearly winning so many of these games, but it's a fine margin, but it's also a big jump losing to winning as well. So getting over the lines, bigger than what it sounds.
How sort of committed are you to making sure you don't finish bottom? I mean, how much of a goal does that remain?
It's a drive, absolutely. It's a drive. We're not banging the drum saying we want to get off bottom to make a point, but obviously it would be fantastic if we did that. It would be I think a small victory for us as a club if we could do that. And we've got 2 opportunities to do that. 2 very tough games, but I think the last 6-7 weeks where we've nearly won games have been really tough games anyway. So that won't deter us.
Is it about more than the kind of point, the moral, what it would show if you don't finish bottom? Is there still a hope that the chairman's kind of alluded to that things could happen, and you'd be on much stronger ground in the after the season if there's any legal routes or anything like that? Is that a factor at all for you?
I don't think so. I'd have no idea, mate. I've absolutely no idea what that means. It's not.
The chairman hasn't kind of ever tried to impress on you that the importance of not finishing bottom because of the doors it just might open?
No, I've not had that conversation with him. That's not to say that will or won't be a factor. I've no idea, to be honest with you.
Just in terms of next year, Mike, you've got to plan ahead to a certain extent, haven't you, for next year in terms of your squad and recruitment and everything? Is that sort of ongoing at the minute with the Championship existence in mind, perhaps, everything that we've already talked about with IMG and where you're probably going to be next year?
Well, if you look how many players we've signed, or how many players we've retained, I think you can answer your own question with that.